Well. 343 Industries and Halo. What a story this is. One of struggles, shocks and surprises. Not many days have gone by since my last video as I bid farewell to Halo Infinite, or more specifically, the vision we were sold. And now it looks like my goodbyes were well timed. However, 343 and Xbox are reluctant to loosen their grip over Halo, and the intent is clear on keeping Chief alive, no matter the cost. Big changes are afoot, so what are they, and what does that mean for the future of this seminal franchise? The big one. 343 Industries are reportedly abandoning the slipspace engine. These rumors were circulating a few months ago, courtesy of information known to Halo-centric YouTuber Sean W, but this was dismissed as baseless conjecture. Many asked how 343 could throw away years of R&D and no doubt substantial financial expenditure, or to forsake it for the Unreal Engine. Well, according to Bloomberg journalist Jason Schreier, and backed up by many others including Windows Central's Jez Corden, this is indeed the case. This is a massive shift for Halo. Using a third-party engine has huge ramifications. It also gives an indication of just how bad the slipspace engine was to work with, particularly for contractors. So, what does this mean? How will Halo play and feel under the Unreal Engine? Will this be beneficial for the IP? Is this something to celebrate or be worried about? Before we get into the suitability of the Unreal Engine when discussing the feeling of the game, one area that Halo will definitely benefit from is visual fidelity. The slipspace engine let us Halo fans down massively, especially when compared to its own so-called in-engine demonstration in 2018 that barely looked anything like the final product. In my opinion, this was a big failing, tantamount to gross misrepresentation, but Halo Infinite was afforded some leniency owing to its unique art style and the scale of its game world. It's quite strange that Halo 4 and in many respects Halo 5 actually hold up better in comparisons to Halo Infinite in some respects. Unreal Engine 5 is immensely powerful. Its use is also quite widespread, making its adoption much simpler. Take a look at what a small group of indie developers managed to create with Unreal Engine 5, and now imagine a whole team working on it. We've already seen UE5 drop jaws for many with its visual prowess, and this is an area I'm very keen to see Halo shine in. I firmly believe Halo should always command the top tier in visual quality. The Halo feel. This is a primary concern for many Halo fans when considering Unreal Engine's suitability for the game. Despite all its issues, Halo Infinite's gameplay feels faithful to its legacy. The combat, movement, and gunplay feel like a refinement of a formula that has evolved over several iterations. Halo is quite physics-based and relies on vehicular combat. Can the Unreal Engine ensure that a Halo game built on it feels the same? How will the multiplayer work? What about Forge? 343 may have struggled to get Forge working on time, but what it has created is commendable. Could that kind of comprehensive toolset for the commercial audience be replicated on the Unreal Engine? I do not have the technical knowledge on game development to answer these questions, but they are important and many are asking them for a reason. And with all of this, 343 have to somehow maintain the spirit of the Halo feeling. And this next point is going to be very divisive with the Halo community. I think 343 need not fear change, something many Halo faithful will balk at. It is time to evolve the formula considerably. There should be no fear in enhancing the traversal mechanics or increasing the depth in gunplay, whilst taking advantage of the higher time to kill that affords Halo its skill-based merit, along with other factors. The alternative is you stick rigidly to the old formula with some incremental improvements, and we've seen this with Halo 5 and Infinite. It's not enough. For those that disagree, are you saying that Halo's multiplayer formula has hit its potential ceiling and cannot offer anything more? I disagree vehemently, but providing details on that is beyond the scope of this video. Halo Infinite will continue to get support as a free-to-play game, but is the next big Halo game's multiplayer going to replace it after all the work the teams expended into finally getting Halo Infinite to hit the quality and content mark? In that regard, it would share a similar fate to the Master Chief Collection, but the next big Halo game needs to bring with it a whole new multiplayer experience. I think the next Halo game needs a compelling game mode. It cannot just rely on its usual staple of arena-based ones. Halo 5 had Warzone, which was great, and one that sought to tap into the potential of large-scale Halo battles beyond just big team battle. Halo Infinite is missing this. The next game should aim for large-scale Halo battlegrounds that do a lot more than just big team battle. Project Tatanka is the Battle Royale mode being developed by a certain Affinity. If this is executed well, this could really tap into the potential of a Battle Royale game and deliver those large-scale battles I mentioned earlier. This is being viewed more than just another game mode for Halo. It's a whole new multiplayer iteration, similar to what Call of Duty Warzone is. So, I hope Certain Affinity's ambitions are high, because there is a big opportunity here to deliver something special. Remember, this is being built on Unreal Engine, so this will answer a lot of questions soon and hopefully remove concerns regarding the suitability of it for Halo games. The big question I have is what 343 intends to do with a narrative. The stories told between Halo 4, 5 and Infinite are horrendously disconnected because the Forerunner saga got completely gutted in favor of the spiritual reboot, and that kind of incompetent storytelling cannot continue going forward. Do not expect to see any other story content for quite some time. This is the big negative here. However, once you get over that, you can see that the abrupt ending of Halo Infinite could actually work in 343's favor. Atriox is a very compelling antagonist, and it would be frankly ludicrous to forsake him in future story content, considering the way he's been set up. The conveniently mysterious nature of the Endless allows for a lot of room to explore, not only in enemy design, but also the greater lore surrounding them. Expect the story to carry on from Halo Infinite and Zeta Halo. However, it would be great if 343 could reconcile the stories behind Blue Team, Team Osiris, and possibly the Flood. I think to make up for all the previous shortcomings, 343 would be wise to try and reconcile all of these elements in the next Halo game. The Forerunners making an appearance, possibly the Flood reuniting with Blue Team. I think 343 has no choice but to go big with the story of the next game to make up for what came before. In fact, the critical reception of the next game is going to depend on it. Critics will be much more focused on the story in the next Halo game. Some of you may ask, what is the future of Halo now? Is this going to be us witnessing 343 striving to just get Halo back to where it should be? I don't think so. I don't think this now supposedly newly repaired 343 gets another chance after the next big Halo game. It's make or break time for Halo, and 343 have run out of excuses. It's not a small responsibility Pierre Hintze has taken on board either. This will be his legacy. He has taken over command of one of the most iconic intellectual properties in gaming, and people will look to him to see whether he can not only stem Master Chief's bleeding, but also make him rise once again as an icon. The new leadership is said to have had the backing of all other 343 staff members this time. So if the new leadership has been properly elected, then there can be no more excuses. The next shot will determine Master Chief's fate, and that is not insignificant. And here we are again, looking at 343 to receive its vindication, but that means we still believe, and I guess it's good to hope.